Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO 44 coming at you in another video. All right, so we got some injuries to report, man. Mitchell Robinson's going to be out for 8 to 10 weeks for the Knicks. And the Cavaliers got two guys going down at the same time. Darius Garland broke his jaw colliding with Kristaps Porzingis. He's going to be out for several weeks. And Evan Mobley is going to be out to 6 to 8 weeks as well for knee surgery. They removed some loose particle in his knee. That is going to take about 6 to 8 to recover. So, yeah, the Cavaliers are doing bad. The Knicks lost their rim protector. So, it's looking bad over there in the Eastern Conference, especially for those Cavaliers. I don't really know what to say for the Cavs other than you just got to bull through that. You're kind of in no man's land, but you don't want to blow it up or anything like that because of injuries. That's certainly not where your mind goes. But you do look at Donovan Mitchell and just say, yeah, we're not winning this year. We know you didn't ask to come here. We do have Darius Garland. We could turn one into three and probably be a deeper team, sort of like the Lakers did when they moved Westbrook. I don't know that that's what you want to do, but I do know that Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and Allen make for a nice starting lineup, but maybe not for a good team once they start losing pieces. The depth is not there to begin with, even with those guys healthy. So with them not healthy, you can expect the Cavaliers to come tumbling down the standings. And most importantly, you can expect Donovan Mitchell to be getting double-teamed, triple-teamed, and ultimately put himself in a position to get hurt because he's going to be overused. So this is why I don't really believe in the three max contract model. I don't. I think it's bad for the NBA because of this. It is because of this. When one guy goes down, now you're leaning on two guys to keep everybody healthy. Two guys goes down, and you're leaning on one guy, and you're waiting for him to go down because of it. So I don't know. I think the Cavaliers should make some moves. Maybe trade Donovan Mitchell. Obviously, you're not going to trade either of the injured guys, nor should you probably want to, given the fact that, to be honest with you, they are your future. If I had to pick two players off that team to keep for sure, it's going to be Darius Garland and Evan Mobley. So that's what's going on with the Cavs, man. They just got hit with some hard injuries. As a Laker fan, I know how that goes because we've been injured half the season. But it's because of the depth that we had that we were able to maintain above 500 despite having 5 or 6 people missing. Not to mention that those 5 and 6 people were not stars because we had them broken up into various different role-playing parts that make more sense for the depth of the team. So it's just more sustainable when you do it that way. You're likely going to sustain better in the playoffs as well. And I just don't understand why anybody would want 3 stars anymore. Not as it pertains to max contracts. Now, if they're taking pay cuts and stuff like that, of course, that's great. But on contracts that are maximum, it ain't good for nobody anymore. So that's what's going on with the Cavs, man. And I've already said this about Mitchell Robinson several times, but that's the one thing that keeps me from wanting to trade for Mitchell Robinson if I'm any team that needs rim protection. He just can't be trusted to stay healthy, man. He just can't. This is what happens every year with him. He misses good portions of the time. I say the same thing about Zach LaVine. A lot of people are talking about my Lakers possibly going after Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine has interest in the Lakers. Zach LaVine has had interest in the Lakers since he signed the contract. And we had a very extensive conversation about that about 2 years ago when he signed that contract because I felt like the Bulls had no intention of letting that thing mature on their books. They were going to sign it and then send it off to the Lakers and have us, wrestle with it like we did Russell Westbrook. But unfortunately for them, we did go through that Russell Westbrook thing. So, no, we kind of know how this goes when we dilute our depth and then turn it into like 3 stars. It doesn't make us a better team overall, and we can clearly see that. Over there in Cleveland, how things are going. When they lose 2 guys, they're going to go tumbling down the standings. We've been there already, man. We've had situations where we needed, lesser guys to guard bigger stars because we had so much payroll wrapped up in 3 players. It's what losses are made of. To be completely honest with you, it doesn't translate to you being a much better basketball team after all, in my opinion. It really doesn't. So I'm kind of cool on the Zach LaVine trade. It really don't have nothing to do with him being a nice player or not. It just has to do with us diluting our value, and I'm not up for it. I saw somebody had, as I was watching some Laker content today, one of the fans had threw in a trade that they thought made a lot of sense, but it was having us dishing out 5 players, bringing back 3. Depth, man. Depth is everything. You don't want Taurean Prince to have to guard the best player when somebody's out. These are the type of things that can keep you from having to have that problem when you have enough diversified depth on your roster. You don't need 4 and 5 stars and the rest of your team is a bunch of players with my skill set. You don't want that. So I don't think the Lakers should involve themselves in any trade that doesn't bring us back equal depth. Not at all. Moving out a guy like, D'Angelo Russell and bringing back somebody who doesn't facilitate is a mistake. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about stuff like that as well for my Lakers. You're going to send out D'Angelo Russell and bring back Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown don't make no passes, bro. Bruce Brown ain't about to get the ball to AD. And you need somebody who's going to have not only the mindset to get the ball to AD, but the skill set to get him to AD. So if you're going to, you remove D'Lo from the team and you bring back a non-passer, guess what you got? Anthony Davis issues. You got Anthony Davis can't get the ball in the second half type issues. You got guys shooting the ball and not getting him the ball issues. This is not something that you can afford if you're the Lakers. You need that creator. You need that facilitator. If you're moving out a facilitator for somebody who doesn't facilitate, you're going to have big problems with this roster specifically. Now, if you can bring back a point guard who can do that and get back your Bruce Brown piece, cool. Maybe you consider moving him to the Pacers for TJ McConnell and Bruce Brown. Not my favorite move, but it's also one that I think can help facilitate the ball to AD if for some reason you bring in a TJ McConnell. But like this whole idea, just removing D'Lo, who passes the rock to AD, for a guy who's going to come in and look for his own shot, maybe play some defense, a more developed Max Christie, that ain't going to help you. Not for what it is that we have a problem with. If Anthony could get the ball 100 million times without needing somebody to facilitate it to him, then we wouldn't have that problem. But as many times as we had that problem last year and couldn't get him the ball in the second half and have him walking away with 15 points, stuff like that, that's what you need D'Lo on the floor to help do, is get AD the ball. So no, I am against every trade that doesn't bring us back a facilitating creative player. Every trade. If you're going to move out D'Lo and don't bring back that passer, you're not going to be pleased with that trade, no matter how good that player is, including Zach LaVine. When you bring in Zach LaVine, it's just a guy he's going to be taking 20 shots, AD's going to be taking 10, and you're going to be complaining about AD. That's how that goes. No, that's not your answer. Zach LaVine he can make passes here and there, but he's not a point guard. He hasn't been a point guard since his rookie year. Now, if the Minnesota Timberwolves would have continued to develop him as a point guard, I think he would be a nice assist player, because that's what he was initially drafted to be. Somebody who can score and assist, and he was getting triple-double like things before that first knee injury with the Timberwolves, but he ain't been that player in a very long time, man, and that's not what I'm asking him to do today. So for me, it's like, if I'm bringing in Zach LaVine, I'm going to need a point guard come with him. Now, if you can get back Alex Caruso in that deal, we know Alex Caruso has point guard skills. He can play defense. He's shooting the 3-ball better than he did when he was a Laker, so a lot of stuff about AC makes sense. He can facilitate, all of that. And Austin Reeves is a hell of a facilitator as well, but Austin Reeves has some limitations, so you don't want him out there trying to be your only facilitating point guard. You do not want that. You're asking Austin to do too much. So we've seen how that looked when we asked Austin to do too much. It doesn't work. So these are things that need to be considered, man. I've been hearing a lot of trade rumors for D'Lo. People like nodding their head about trades. They're not considering what the hell D'Lo actually does for your team. He can get 7 assists on a bad shooting night, and those 7 assists went to AD. AD has 30 points because D'Lo was getting him the ball. You bring in that Bruce Brown piece, and Bruce Brown's all he's doing is driving at the rim, shooting a couple times, and playing defense. Believe me, AD is going to be struggling out there to get his touches, and you're going to be complaining. So absolutely not, Laker fans. Stop okaying these trades that are going to send D'Lo out for players that don't facilitate. It's a mistake. So these are the things that are on my mind right now. Just wanted to give myself an extra 10 minutes or so before I have to go get my clothes out the dryer. But those are the things I'm hearing about. I'm not excited about any of it. Obviously, the injuries for other teams, prayers out for those guys to get healthy. But as far as my Lakers are concerned, man, we just need to stop being so quick to let go of players that do specific things just because they're struggling. I don't mind getting rid of D'Lo, but if you're not bringing me back the piece that's going to help get AD the ball, you're going to make my team worse, and I'm going to be mad at you. So that's what I got to say. My name is BDL44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.